There's a special concert coming up at the Assembly Hall over in Champaign on June 11th, and I have Lawrence Welk on the line right now. Good morning, Lawrence.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm very good. I'm getting along real good. I'm fortunate that I'm in the kind of a business that I love.
You know, the television show was on for so many years, and I think a lot of people were kind of sorry to hear that you were finally going to call it quits on TV.
Well, yes, it's one of those things that in order to keep it going, you've got to keep the whole organization going, including yourself. So I thought perhaps it might be good for me to spend some time with my good wife and my family.
Mm-hmm. How many years were you on television? I'm trying to remember.
How many years have I been on television? Nationwide, 27 years.
Good heavens. You know, really, when you stop and think about
I must be tired, huh?
Well, I don't know if they say music keeps you young.
Well, I'm really not tired because I love what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been happy around music.
Yeah.
Music and dancing.
You know, you look at so many of the maestros, music maestros, as it were, and they live to be quite old. I'm trying to remember how old Arthur Fiedler was when he passed away, but he was up there.
I think you're right about that.
He was up there, and gee, I hope you're around for a long time to come.
Well, I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm up there partly already. It's been a long time since March 11th, 1903.
Ooh, that goes back a little ways.
Right.
Well, you're going to be around for a long time, and in fact, you're getting on the road here on my birthday. In fact, Lawrence.
Is that your birthday when we're going to be there?
June 11th is going to be, yeah, that's my birthday.
Oh, beautiful. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm going to do with you? I'm going to bring you, you come to my dressing room and I'll bring you on the stage. and we'll have the whole audience sing for you.
You'll have them all sing happy birthday for me?
Sure.
Gee, I've never had an offer like that. That's almost too good to turn down. Yeah. You're going to do your best to embarrass me, that's for sure.
No, I should say not. No, we're gonna show you a good time. By the way, are you a pretty good dancer?
Well, I know the box step.
You know the box step?
I could probably get through the bubbles in the wine or something like that.
Well, you take one, when you get there once, we can decide later on. But you take a look at my girls, and if you feel like you want to dance, we might even let you do one of the dances on the stage.
This is getting better all the time, Lawrence.
It's getting better all the time, huh? Good.
I want to talk to you a little bit about your career. I know you wrote a book several years ago that talked about your starts. Was it North or South Dakota?
I started in South Dakota, at Yankton, South Dakota, which had a strong station there, which carried into several states.
Mm-hmm. Why the success of Lawrence Welk? Do you figure it was just the timing? I know it was more than a flash in the pan, obviously, if you were on network television so many years. But
I think I was hungry for it, and that helps a great deal. And I loved it very, very much. I was actually born on the farm, and I lived on the farm for 21 years, and on my 21st birthday, I left to go into show business. And the reason I stayed home for such a long time, because I was quite sickly as a little boy, and due to the fact that I was so sickly, I decided that the fair thing to do would be to stay at home with my parents, my family, until I was 21. And on my 21st birthday is when I left.
Mm-hmm. What did you have as a youngster?
I had a ruptured appendix.
Uh-huh.
And a whole bunch of other things.
And back in those days, that was some serious business.
That was very severe, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But the unusual thing about it, I feel good now and have felt good all through my lifetime, in spite of the fact that at times we actually live out of the suitcase.
Mm-hmm. I've heard so many people say that being on the road is probably the roughest thing about show business.
A lot of people, with a lot of people, it's real rough. With me, it's not bad because I'm the kind of a person I am. I can lay down and sleep any place, whether it's in the airplane or whether it's at the station or waiting for the train or the airplane, whatever happens to be. I can just lay down any place and fall sound asleep.
When you look back at the highlights of the Lawrence Welk Show, I know it's pretty hard to come up. We were chatting, but just before we came on the air, you asked me what my favorite song was, and boy, that's a rough one. I'm not sure I have a favorite song.
Well, that's true with a lot of people. Although most people do have a favorite song, and I guess if you're with heft, you could come up with something.
Let me turn it around on you. Do you have a favorite type of music, a favorite song?
The song I like best of all is "I Love You."
I Love You.
That's that old song. I love you. Da, 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 da.
All right. Now let me ask you why. Is it the sentimentality behind it, or is it just...
I think it's the construction of the song and the words, the combination of it, and it's just something that I like. And I find myself humming that thing even if I'm all alone in the car. And if someone else is in there, the rule telling me to shut up.
Well, maybe you and I are a little bit alike. I sometimes have a song that stays with me, and it'll keep going through my brain all day long.
Well,
and so I can understand how it'd be easy for you to want to hum along.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful if you love music the way I do. I get so much enjoyment out of it.
Let me ask you this. I don't know if it's ever... You probably have had every question possible posed to you, but when you have a little time, who do you like to listen to?
I personally like Dixieland jazz, and anything along that line makes a big hit with me.
And we've seen a lot of that on the show, too. You're going to be doing any of that on June 11th?
Oh, yes, Yeah, we'll play a little bit of it.
How many of the original group are going to be with you?
I think altogether we have about 50 people altogether.
50 people? And some names I'm sure we know.
Yes. Many of the... well, of course, in fact, all of them. We never go out unless we can take our people along.
Well, it should be a great concert. And
I think so. I think we're going to have a lot of fun, and I think we're going to be able to please the people.
This is not the first time you've been to the Assembly Hall either. In fact, this could be the second or maybe third time.
I'm getting up to that age. My mind doesn't work that good anymore.
Well, I'll tell you, when you travel as much as you do and play so many different places, it's hard to remember, I'm sure.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
Let me ask you this. Where did the theme song, Bubbles in the Wine, come from, and how did that become associated with you?
Bubbles in the Wine is a song that came originally when I was in the William Penn Hotel many, many years ago. And I wrote that myself. And originally the song was wah da 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 da. Are you catching it?
Yeah, I follow you.
And I changed that to bum da 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 and so on.
Then the idea for the Bubbles machine.
The idea for the bubble machine.
Yeah, how'd that come about?
After I was playing at the William Penn Hotel, and many, many years ago. Gosh, I better not tell you about that. 1938, yes. And we received so much mail, and the mail actually is the ones that said that our music was different and it reminded them of Champagne. And right there we decided to call ours the Champagne music of Lawrence Welk. Got ourselves a bubble machine and everything else.
I had heard a rumor when the announcement came that you were going to give up television. They said that it wasn't because of any kind of a contract dispute or the fact that you were getting a little older. The idea was that you had run out of soap or detergent for the bubble machine. And
no, I don't think so.
Anyway, it's a real pleasure to chat with you. I just remember watching you. My grandparents, in fact, you hate this because everybody says, my grandparents remember watching you. And
really?
That makes you feel old, I'm sure, but it shouldn't.
Not really. No, of course, fortunately, it's the way you feel, and I still feel very, very good, have a lot of pep, and enjoy life very much.
Well, you kept the big bands alive through probably one of the toughest periods of all time, and now there seems to be a tendency for big band music to come back.
To come back, yes.
We've heard it for years, and I think it maybe is happening.
Oh, it would be wonderful if it would happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lawrence Welk, will you invite everybody in the audience to come out and see the Lawrence Welk Orchestra at the University of Illinois Champaign-Urbana Assembly Hall on my birthday, June 11th, and I'll be there.
You'll be there, huh?
Yeah.
June 11th, huh?
Yep.
Very, very, very good. We'll sing the birthday song and play it for you, and let you dance with one of the girls.
That'll be wonderful, wonderful.
Now you're stealing my stuff.
Have a good day, Lawrence.